Our teacher caught my girlfriend walking into class and said, "Oh hell no, you've been in the bathroom for 30 minutes. What are you really doing?" Heather was shaking and said, "I wasn't feeling well." "For 30 minutes? Try again. I just needed some time. I'm sorry." "You're sorry." Professor Moon laughed. "Let me guess, vaping in the stalls? Texting your boyfriend? Taking a nice long break while everyone else does the work?" Heather shook her head. She looked like she was about to pass out. I hadn't seen her look this bad since we broke up 3 months ago. "I wasn't vaping, I swear." "Then you won't mind showing me your bag? Please don't. If you have nothing to hide, open it." Heather clutched her backpack against her chest. Tight, protective. "I can't or won't." "Professor Moon, please. I just need to go home. I'm not feeling well." "You're not going anywhere until you show me what's in that bag." I stood up. "Just leave her alone." Professor Moon turned to me. "Excuse me? She said she's sick. Look at her. Does she look like she's lying?" "Sit down, Mr. Torres. This doesn't concern you. She's clearly not okay." I said sit down. I sat, but I kept watching Heather. Something was wrong. Really wrong. Professor Moon turned back to her. "Open the bag, now, or I'm calling campus security and reporting you for drug use." "I'm not using drugs." "Then prove it." Heather's hands were trembling as she unzipped her backpack. She reached inside, pulled out a handful of tissues. Bloody tissues, soaked through, dark red. The class went silent. "What the hell is that?" Professor Moon stepped back. Heather pulled out more, then more. The whole bag was full of them. Bloody tissues stuffed inside like she'd been trying to contain something. Then I saw it. The stain spreading across her jeans. Dark, wet, growing. She hadn't contained it. Oh my god. A girl in the front row covered her mouth. Heather looked down, saw the blood soaking through. Her face crumpled. "No, no, 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 no." She collapsed against her desk, sobbing. "I'm losing it. I'm losing my baby. Baby." The word hit me like a truck. "Someone call 911. A student in the back was already dialing. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Baby. Heather was pregnant. Heather, my ex-girlfriend of 3 months, was pregnant and bleeding and crying, and I didn't know. I didn't know anything." Professor Moon stood frozen, the bloody tissues in her hands, the accusation still hanging in the air. "I didn't." I thought. "You thought what?" I was on my feet, screaming. "You thought she was vaping? You thought she was skipping? She's been bleeding for 30 minutes and you made her prove it to you. I didn't know. You didn't ask." I ran to Heather, dropped to my knees beside her desk. Heather, look at me." She couldn't. She was curled into herself, arms wrapped around her stomach, blood everywhere. "I didn't want to tell you." Her voice was barely a whisper. "I didn't know how. And now it doesn't matter because I'm losing it. I'm losing our baby." Our baby? Ours. The paramedics arrived in 8 minutes. Longest 8 minutes of my life. They put her on a stretcher, asked how far along. She said 12 weeks, first trimester, high risk for miscarriage. I held her hand until they loaded her into the ambulance. Professor Moon tried to apologize. I didn't hear a word, didn't care. I followed the ambulance to the hospital, sat in the waiting room for 4 hours, didn't eat, didn't sleep, just sat there staring at the doors, waiting for someone to tell me if I'd lost something I didn't even know I had. The doctor came out at 11 p.m. "The baby's fine, strong heartbeat. The bleeding was a subchorionic hemorrhage. Scary, but manageable. She'll need bed rest, but there's no reason she can't carry to term." I cried right there in the waiting room.